Well, we do, of course, take a look at financial results here at the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, and we are lucky enough to be joined by the CEO of Capitec, Mr. Gerrie Fourie, as we unpack that set of earnings. We do have profits going up around 20% in the first half of the financial year, so certainly let's get to unpack that with him now. Mr. Fourie, thank you so much for the time, really appreciate it. It's a good set of earnings, yes, fine, meets expectations, but growing 20% in an economy that has continued to struggle, how are you able to get that picture right?
Well, I think there's four contributing factors. If you look at our brand, it's really been going from strength to strength. We've got 2 million new clients that's joined us in the last year. We've got 200,000 clients per month that's joining us. Our deposit is up 23%, up to 81 billion. Then on the credit side, I think we had a very strong credit performance. Our performing loans is up 13%. Our arrears is down 11%. Funeral, we've done very well with 1 million policies within a year. And then on the digital side, we've managed to move quite a lot of our clients to the digital side, but enabling us to sell better in our branches. So I think it's a combination of those four.
Yeah, but to get 200,000 new clients every month, how does that really attest to how difficult banking has been sort of in South Africa and people just looking for new avenues? Is it primary accounts that you also feel that you're opening in that regard, or is it just a case of people sort of trying to find the best place for their business?
I think given the economy, people is looking for value for money and a very simplistic and transparent offer. You know, for me, I always say if you want to bank with Capitec, it's quite easy to understand your fees. You pay R5 per month. Digital transaction costs you R1. A debit order is R3.75, and if you withdraw money at an ATM, it's R6. So it's very simplistic, very transparent. So you know exactly, if I do this, I'm going to pay this. And I think it's that value that people are looking. And then the personal service. Our branches are very open, very long hours. We open on Sundays, so our people are there to service the clients.
Yeah. As of Monday, you also did introduce this new black card. How significant is this sort of innovation then to an ecosystem where people are looking to sort of feel special or feel like customer service is important?
Yeah, I think it's part of the brand stature that we're building, and the card has been available in the Western Cape for the last month, so well, it's only coming.
We second to everything, but anyway, nonetheless.
But it's amazing the uptake and the feedback we're getting, the look and feel of the branch, of the card. It just keeps that aspiring side, and then the contactless with that. It's quite amazing just to go out there and tap and you can pay, and that's that whole drive to move people away from cash and to actually use a card or app to do payments.
Are you feeling the economy's pinch though?
For sure, you need to, in the economy, I think there's two elements. There's a lot of uncertainty in the economy, worldwide and in South Africa, and I think that's where your clients are uncertain and shop around, and then you need to deliver on that promise. And then the most important thing is your own staff, your people are uncertain, and you need to provide clarity, leadership, focus, and I think that's what we're doing in Capitec.
Yeah. We'll talk about them in just a moment, but getting to your customers and getting sure that you offer them the right sort of value, and also customers will always want more for less. You know, talking about bank fees and bank charges, you just made note of all of those. They're still competitive in the market. How do you make sure you stay that competitive in this market?
Well, everything we do is for the client. So we drive very hard in the bank right through is to really understand the client needs. And, you know, what the client needs was a year ago and the client needs is today, and what it's going to be 5 years from now is completely different. Yeah. So you really need to have those debates, and it's vigorous debates in the bank to make certain that you say, do you understand it? And I think the other important thing is to focus on a couple of products, build it simplistically, and make certain that the client feels there's value in it. I think one makes the mistake of having too many products. People don't really understand it. It gets complex. So it's that focus element that's crucial.
In getting that focus element, you have so many other issues to deal with, particularly right now. As of course, there was the issue of the banking strike, which has now been deemed unlawful, of course. I don't want to ask just about the strike, but I want to ask, does it set a sentiment around banking sector where you perhaps need to think a little bit more about your staff, the way they're not just treated, but, you know, the sort of happenings in and around the digital space and how, you know, they're sort of plugged in?
Well, if you want to deliver with any company, if you want to deliver, you deliver through your people. So it's critical to actually inspire your people, lead your people, provide clarity. And for me, if I look at digitalization, digital journey, you're not going to stop it. It's going to take place. So we're looking at it and to say, but how do you actually use it differently? So what we've done is we've got now 6.8 million of our people that is actually making use of our digital platforms, and that enables us and create capacity for our own staff to spend quality time with our clients, to connect with our clients, and to really understand and explain the products to the client. So when the client walks out, he feels empowered, he feels in control, and for us, very important, then you create that word of mouth experience. So we see it as opportunity, not as a threat.
Yeah.
We're going to open up another 20 branches by year end. We're going to appoint another 600 people by year end. So we're in a different space because we see it as opportunity. It's not a threat.
Were you at all affected by the strike in terms of, and not just in terms of technology, because I know you sent out very clear messages in that regard, but really in terms of personnel? Were there any personnel that were looking to?
Well, we've got quite a lot of SASPO members, and we respect their right to strike. You would only find out tomorrow morning if the strike went out, how many people will support it, and if they support it, we would have made plans around that to make certain that we can still deliver on our service promise.
In moving forward, the best way to sort of mitigate against any sort of these risks, are you finding that you're in communication a little bit more with your staff and speaking, of course, a little bit more to your customers?
I think, if I look at the model that we're building, we've got three components to it. The one is digital, the other one is branch, and it's critical that you need to have both. And then the ability to have client engagement, and with that client engagement is also your own staff engagement, because people want that ability. You need to be able to talk to them. So that is our three focus areas, and that we're driving the company.
So if I ask you then very shortly, what's next? What would you say in terms of Capitec from now?
Well, we're waiting for the acquisition of Mercantile from the regulators. It's imminent, probably in the next couple of weeks, and then it's quite exciting for us because there's quite a lot of things to do in the business banking space. So, but again, on the retail side, we believe there's a lot of opportunities. There's more products that we can add. There's a lot of excitement in the payment side. I believe let's be positive, South Africa. Let's look at the opportunities and let's grow the business.
Just very quickly on that business banking side with Mercantile Bank, if it does come online, of course, what projections, what timelines are you looking at in terms of growing that business? How much are you hoping to add to your business as well?
Well, we've given ourselves 2 years, and that's 2 years to change the whole service model to a more digital approach and to bring it back into line with our fundamentals. And our fundamentals is affordability, accessibility, simplicity, and service. So we've given ourselves 2 years, and then to rebrand it to Capitec Business Banking, and then to take the market from there.
Fantastic. Mr. Fourie, thank you so much for the time.
Thank you very much.
Really appreciate it. That's Mr. Gerrie Fourie there, the CEO of Capitec. As you can tell, of course, yes, it may be a difficult market when it comes to South Africa's economy, but growth, and even though growth is slowing, they certainly are trying to find new innovations and new ways to perhaps help consumers as much as possible. We'll continue to give you the latest from the market movement as well right after this, but for now, it's right back to Nzinga.